guys, it's Jackie with Intoxicating Arts, and today I'm making a fun little Halloween Lawn Fawn card using 4 different Lawn Fawn stamp sets. This first stamp is a seesaw from the Let's Play stamp set, and I'm stamping that down using some Momento Tuxedo black ink since I'll be doing some watercoloring. The second stamp is this really cute monster from the Monster Mash set that came out last year. And then we have the little ghost from the Booyah set from this year. So I'm just having them play together on the seesaw. I thought it would be kind of cute to mix some different sets together. I'm doing the pirate hat on a separate piece of paper because I'll be cutting it out and adding it. There's an eye patch, so the ghost is going to be a pirate. And there's a cute little smiley face for the ghost, and also this little hook hand, which I didn't stamp perfectly, but it gets covered up later, so it's not a problem. The jack-o'-lantern candy pail is from the holiday party animal set, as well as this little witch hat that I put on there. I'm coloring the images using the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And I'm doing this part of the seesaw in brown because I want that to be wood. And I've noticed that they work really well on this particular watercolor paper, which is the Canson 140-pound cold press watercolor paper. When I first started using these, I tried it on some not so great watercolor paper, and I was having really bad results. I wasn't getting any kind of blending or like a smooth effect. So if you find yourself having that problem, try getting a thicker or higher quality watercolor paper, and you'll probably have a lot more better luck with them. So just wanted to give you that tip. And for the middle part of the seesaw, I decided it would be metal, so I'm just using that darker gray color. It might even be a black, I'm not positive. And for the ghost, I used a light gray because I didn't want him to be completely white. I did get a little bit of smearing on the eye patch there, so I tried to kind of clean it up, but it's still there. And then I'm going to move on to coloring in that spot on the hand, so you can see how it didn't really matter that I stamped it pretty bad. And then the little part that they hold onto, and I do blot up some of it, as you can see, to make the color not so intense. For the monster, I decided to paint him green, and I'm just learning how to use these, so I don't do any major blending, or I'm not very professional, I guess you should say, with them, but they're really fun to work with because they're so simple to use, and I think it comes out looking cute even just using the one color on, per image. So just finishing up the feet, and then I tried getting a little bit of color off of the marker with a paintbrush. You can see that right there. That does work, but I decided just to go in and intensify the color a little bit. I tried to get a little bit of shading going on. Again, I'm just learning how to use these, but that just shows you how easy they are to learn how to use. And finishing off the monster with some little horns, I think I just decided to go with gray on those. And I went with this blue purple color on the witch hat, and you can see it just covers right up where it was originally looked really sloppy when it was stamped, but these colors are pretty intense and they can cover things like that up. And when you have a really small piece that you're coloring, I like to sometimes just go along the edges or sometimes fill it all in. But if you plan on adding water, I would just go along the edges and then fill it in. So this hat didn't quite go as I planned. I was trying to be really careful and not get in that skull. And you'll see I actually colored it okay, but something went a little wrong and I ended up having to color the whole thing, but it still ended up looking pretty cool. So you'll see that in just a second. I'm going to dry it off, and then after I cut it out right here, I wanted to go along the edges of it to make it look a little more finished off. So a lot of times you can take a black marker and just go along the edges of it and make your cuts look a lot more crisp and clean. Well, when I did that, I ended up making a mark, and you're about to see that happen right there. I made a mark on it, and I totally ruined my image, and by this point I just kind of wanted to get my card done, so I decided that I would just completely color all over. At first I thought about putting a design on there. I was like, no, I'm just going to completely color over the whole hat. But you can still see the little skull kind of peek through. If you look really close, right here you can see the skull is actually peeking through and kind of looks gray. So now I'm going to move on to my background, and I'm using Distress Inks and a Sukaniko, I think it's a Sukaniko sponge dauber. And the first color I'm using, I think, is Broken China. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Broken China. And I'm just patting that down. I'm trying to not get any harsh lines, and I'm trying to not accidentally get any color on my images, because I'm kind of lazy and I don't like to cut out masks for everything. So I generally just try to be careful and not get color where it doesn't belong. And the second color that I'm using is Salty Ocean. I really love this blue. It's just nice and vibrant and bright. And, well, I love all of the Distress Inks, but anyways. So I'm using that as my second color, trying to make sure to get a nice blend in there. And then at the very top, I'm using Faded Jeans. And this is kind of for not quite a night sky, but not middle of the day sky, and I think it came out pretty good for that purpose. And I didn't want them to be like at the playground like really late at night. So I tried to make it a little more bright, and I just think it's so cute how they're on the seesaw together. And I love how well these Lawn Fawn stamp sets just mix together wonderfully. They're all sized around the same, so they just mix and match really great. So I'm just trying to get in those tiny little areas where it's kind of hard to get in with that dauber to finish that off. And I do end up having a little bit of white, but I don't think it looks bad. And so I finish off the bottom as kind of like a grass. There's two different greens in the particular set of the Zig markers that I got. I just got the smallest set because I didn't know how I would like them. So I did the lighter green, and then I kind of just randomly put some of the darker green in there and blended it all out. And I think that ended up looking pretty good. I like how it came out. And just trying to make sure that my horizon line is lined up on both sides and blending that all down. I like to make the ground get a little bit lighter towards the bottom of the card. I think it looks nicer that way. So just blending and blending. And now I believe I'm ready to put his hat on him. I was going to do a foam dot on that, but I changed my mind and I decided that I would just adhere it with some regular adhesive. And so, I'm also trying to figure out my sentiment, because at first I thought I might use Booyah, and then I decided that I liked the Monster Hugs sentiment from the Monster Mash set a lot better for this one, especially because it's like two little friends together. So I did Sending You Monster Hugs, and the only black ink that I used is the same one. It's the Momento Tuxedo black ink for the whole card as far as the black goes. And that pretty much finishes off the card. I just have to add his little pirate hat. I actually almost forgot about it, and then I remembered that I thought something looked a little off. I could have left it like this, but I think the pirate hat definitely finishes it off, and it makes a lot more sense why he has that eye patch and the little claw on his hand. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make this card, and I hope it inspired you. Always remember, if you own multiple Lawn Fawn stamps, that you can definitely mix and match them together, and you can get some really unique and super cute cards. And we do sell Lawn Fawn stamps. I have the Let's Play, the Booyah, and the Holiday Party Animal stamp sets in stock. I also sell distress inks, so if you're looking for those, definitely check us out. I have really good prices on everything, and I always have $5 flat rate shipping on orders over 40. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and have a great day. Bye guys.